Mara stock has been pumping and it's sort of still pumping. And how high can it really go? That's what I want to take a look at. And if we do come down, what's a realistic price level to keep an eye on, in my opinion, for buying some new longs at a much more reasonable price level? And that's what I want to go over today, right? So, what can we really be looking at? And we all know Mara Q1 2025 earnings call was underwhelming. They reported a loss, if I'm correct. I think there's some kind of investigation going on. I'm not really sure, but this isn't going to influence my view on the stock, because even though this is very negative and it can influence a lot of bearishness in the stock, I believe that it's actually good for the stock and it can provide a much clear view to take advantage of, especially as we're still working our way through 2025, making or observing the rest of the Bitcoin bull market as we try to participate by making trades and some investments. So basically, it's been a while since I've done a Mara update, and what I want to point out is that last time we did an update, I did highlight this yellow orange box ish fib retracement area, and I kept saying like, hey, there is enough momentum in the stock. It's been a while since I made an update on this, but we kept respecting the 120 moving average. We kept making higher lows and higher highs, and in this case, we actually broke into the retracement area instead of just bouncing off of the 0.35 line, creating a little bit more of a deeper value buy, even though the RSI never bottomed out. And instead, we went up much, much higher, maximizing the RSI to the upside. And then I kept saying as well, I've been for a while, I've been wanting to see the price reach this imbalance area. So this imbalance area right here, this one's actually like super extreme. There's no candles whatsoever. It just created a giant gap. And I wanted to see the price eventually come up back into that, and this can act as a strong resistance. What we ended up seeing, and again, if you guys don't know, these are 1 hour candles. We saw the price jump up alongside Bitcoin. It reached the imbalance area, started showing weakness, backing up the statement that it may be a strong resistance. We came back down, and now we're retesting it once again and trying to break over it to try to reach that really long-term support, kind of ascending support line that we've been keeping track of for a long time. So this can act as a strong resistance as well. But now, with besides the news that came out, we do have a very much overextended short-term price, and this can be brought down by two things. It could be the earnings report, the negativity behind it, and it can also be that Bitcoin may be getting ready to have a little bit of a retracement to balance the price out before it can go much higher. So there's more evidence than not to want to see the price come down, especially seeing that there is a little bit of another extreme imbalance here as well, around $13.50, just under the 120 moving average at the moment. And this can easily come back down and try to find support there, and while at the same time creating a higher low scenario. But how likely is that, right? What we really want to talk about is what is the most probable setups and fluctuations that we can see going forward. So let's take a measurement of how healthy these uptrends were. So we know, if you guys like Elliott waves, we do have a pretty solid like first, second, overextended third, fourth wave correction, which ended up being an A overshooting B wave, C correction down into the support area before the price came back higher, and then completing the fifth wave up. So there's two things I want to look at, is really just using the body of the candles, how healthy the third wave is. And it was pretty overextended, so it broke above it very much aggressively. So then the price came back down, tried to balance itself out, and then coming back down to the discounted portion of this, completing the fourth wave, and now the price is going much higher. Now let's take a look at how high the fifth wave can go, and I usually like to take the top of the start of the third wave right here, come back down to the bottom of the fourth wave, and it shows that there can be, very much so, enough momentum to see the price come up finally once again over the ascending support line, break it instead of using it as a resistance, and then it can start to show consolidation in this area up here. So it does look like there is enough momentum. We have higher lows, higher highs. So we do have enough evidence that the price can easily come up much higher. But the thing is, we need to see the price prove its bullishness in the short term time frame, at least, right? So right now we're at resistance. What we want to see is, and I'm going to go ahead and use the whole move up as a, oh wait, hold on, wrong tool, this one right here. So what I want to see is, just like in Bitcoin, a proper retracement coming back down. So this retracement is going to act as, actually, hold on, I don't really, what's a good color for this? We'll do red. It's the next kind of deep value support area. So this is a proper retracement from the all-time high within this uptrend right here. Not the all-time highs in Mara, just the all-time high for this trend right here, which is this one right here. So in this case, this retracement area does overlap with the imbalance very well, and it overlaps with a very significant swing low, which can act as a strong support. And if this support is broken, then we're looking at retesting the most deep value fib extension area for another strong, buying opportunity. And even before reaching this area, I kept highlighting this area a very long time ago. And I kept saying, like, hey, if we break into this area, I wouldn't shy away from it too much, because we can easily break out of it pretty quick. We were in here for a few days before the price broke up much higher. So a few trading days, I should say. So right now, there's just more evidence to be patient with this. I wouldn't take shorts, in my opinion, just because there's no bearish confirmation yet. Bearish confirmation will look like, the price coming down, not being able to, find support at the 120 moving average, and then it goes much higher. So at this point, if the price continues to trade, the moving average will continue to rise. If it doesn't fall, it will continue to rise. And at that point, it will create a very easy floor to break through and then come down into lower prices. But it can also act as a strong support. So I would rather just, instead of being hopeful, let the price do its thing. If you guys are, long-term investors in Mara, and you believe that Mara is going to follow Bitcoin and appreciate a lot more in the future throughout this year, then being under $20 is an amazing deal regardless. But for short-term trading, we know that we don't want to buy high and sell low. Or buy high and hope the price, recovers if it drops. We don't want to do that. We want to buy low and sell high. So right now, all the evidence we have that we want to be patient instead of forcing a long trade is, we have imbalance right here overlapping with the retracement. We have previous very important support overlapping with the retracement. So we have roughly 1350 and 1260 to keep an eye on. This is very, very important. Also, another piece of evidence is the RSI is very much maxed out. We haven't seen the RSI bottom out in a very long time. This can, at any moment happen. So the RSI is very much premium. It is not discounted. So that's another reason why we want to be patient. Also, we've been inside this imbalance area right here as a strong resistance for only a little bit of time. It has not proven its strength just yet. It did prove that the price can go ahead and reach it once again, but it's still deciding if it wants to break higher or break lower. On top of that, any further upside, we got to keep an eye on this ascending support line, which is now acting as a retracement or a resistance, because right here, as you can see, it acted a strong resistance there, even though there was a fib extension area to show resistance. That's something to keep an eye on as well. But we have a lot of evidence, imbalance, support overlapping with retracement. We have no proper retracement has happened in a very long time. Like, if we consider all these moves higher from right here, yeah, the price had a proper retracement right here at this level. We keep following the price higher. This one had a very weak, but it happened as well. We continue to go much higher. It ended up happening right here as well. And now we continue to go up higher. The next level is again right there. So this happened multiple times. This one being the last time. And we're very, very, and another thing, we're very, very far away from the 120 moving average. Just like in Bitcoin, Mara tends to like to flirt with the 120 moving average quite a bit. As you can see, overextension short term comes down, breaks through the 120, flirts with it. just continuously up and down motions. And we're in a very similar setup right now where the 120 moving average is very much separate, far away from the price. It can easily come back down and try to hit that 120 moving average as well and break through it. Again, we've seen that happen here. It breaks through it. We've seen it happen here. It breaks through it before it continues the momentum at the moment. At this moment, it was bearish momentum. Bullish momentum. We've seen the price go up, come down, breaks the 120, breaks it again to go over, broke, and it continues to break the 120 moving average as it wants to follow the trend. So on top of that, that's just another very strong piece of evidence to show that, hey, that's a characteristic that Mara stock tends to have. So I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see maybe some consolidation in this area. Of course, we won't really see it because when Bitcoin consolidates, it will show, it will be over the weekend and we won't be able to see Mara trade. But if Bitcoin consolidates enough, bears start to maybe fade away for the short term, so you can have a retracement balance out before the price going much higher, making a new all-time high for Bitcoin. We can see that happen here where, you know, it reflects any potential bearishness to try to fill in the imbalance, the support, the retracement, prove this to be a confirm it to be a strong resistance, and then on top of that come down and break that 120 moving average to find support in the red before we can go much higher. So again, these are characteristics that Mara stock is, in my opinion, well known to have. So it'll be very silly of me to want to, in my opinion, it'll be very silly of me to want to take any long positions here, because that's purely hope, that's purely FOMO, and it's purely hype. And I don't like to trade off of all of those. I'm very much a victim of, trading off of hype and FOMO, and that's something I don't really want to repeat. So if the price is high, if you missed out on it, just be patient, wait for the price to have a proper retracement, break the 120 moving average, fill in imbalances, all this evidence, fill in the retracement, and then that will be another great opportunity to accumulate some positions. So yeah, it's just, why buy high? Two things are going to happen. You're going to come down, you're going to sell low, or it's going to come down. It's going to take a while for it to come back up. It can take a while, because again, there is some bearish, news for the company with earnings, so it could take a while for it to come back up. So you're either going to wait and be hopeful, or you're going to buy now and just be hopeful it continues to go up, and that's just not something you really want to play with, in my opinion. So it's better to be patient. Now, if you missed out, wait on another buying signal, strong buying signal with enough evidence backing up why it's a good buy, and then from there, start managing your position, and come back up and find the next trade opportunity at that point. So yeah, again, I'm going to summarize it all real quick. Imbalance and support overlapping a retracement that comes from the swing low all the way to the swing high for the overall picture right here. And on top of that, so that's going to be 3 reasons why the price could come down to around $13, potentially breaking below 13 a little bit. And then also final evidence, the 120 moving average is something that Mara is known to flirt with multiple times as it continues on whatever trend it is at the moment. In this case, it is a bullish trend. We are near pretty strong resistance. If we overlap most of the candles, it shows that it's pretty much close to the resistance. So it's not something to be overly bullish on. And then also the RSI is overextended, and we haven't seen it bottom out and break the 30 in a while, in like over a month. So yeah, guys, this is my opinion on it. I am bullish on Mara. I do believe it's going to go much higher throughout the year, but short term, I am bearish. There's just more evidence pushing me towards short-term bearishness and short-term bullishness. So yeah, hopefully this video made sense, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.